Hi everyone, welcome to the Business Clinic for Writing Coaches version February 2023. So let's dig into the question that you have sent me this month. The first question comes from Marie. Marie writes to me, how can I motivate myself to do what I need to do? Very big question, Marie, and one that I'm sure most of us ask practically on a daily basis. So let's dig in. I have 3-step methodology that I can advise you here to apply. First step is you're going to ask yourself, why are you a writing coach? What is your goal or what is your vision? For example, you will tell me, and I want to be a writing coach with a monthly revenue of $2,500. Okay, so that's a very clear goal and objective. Once you have that goal, you're going to ask yourself the second question, which is, what is blocking you from achieving that revenue now? So in your email, you're explaining to me that you suffer from procrastination. You call it even chronicle procrastination, and that you spend much time in front of your computer without really doing the work that you should be doing. Procrastination can be a sign of many things. So it's up to you to be honest with yourself and have a good look at the procrastination. What is explaining your procrastination? Maybe it's imposter syndrome. You're not feeling a good enough writing coach. Maybe it is that you have a fear of succeeding. I know this sounds a very strange one, but some people, they procrastinate because they don't have a plan on what to do once they start to succeed. So have a real think about what is behind your procrastination. And then third and last step is, once you have identified your goal, as well as what is blocking you from that goal, you're going to have to find yourself a solution. So here again, the solution will really depend on your goal, but more importantly, what is exactly blocking you. It can be, for example, that you need to set up a plan. So to go back to your email, you talked to me about your to-do list. Maybe you have a very extensive to-do list because you're not really clear about your goal and vision and how to reach that goal or vision. So maybe all you need is to sit down and take the time to set up a plan. Maybe it is that you have a very clear goal and vision, and you even know how to reach that, but you just don't do it because you might need an accountability partner. So here you can, of course, hire a business coach. Yoo-hoo! Or you can set up a call with another business owner, so that each week you keep each other up to date on what you have done or what haven't you done. You can become part of a networking group. Again, the possibilities here are endless. I hope that this has helped you to see a little bit more clear in what you can do, and that your next email will be to tell me that the chronic procrastination is now far behind you. Second question I got is from Anonymous. So Anonymous explains to me, I have been an editor in-house for the last 20 years, and now I want to set up a writing coaching business. How am I going to explain this to my hierarchy? Given the stage you are, I don't think there's any need for you to have a conversation with your hierarchy and to explain to them that you want to set up this writing coaching business. This is, of course, under the assumption that you don't have a legal clause in your contract, for example, that states explicitly that you cannot be a writing coach. But if that's not on your contract, then I really don't think now is the time to have that conversation. Because what you need to do now at this point is to figure out what exactly is it that you want. Very basic question. So you want to set up a writing coaching business, great. Are you going to set up the writing coaching business as a side hustle? Or are you going to set up the writing coaching business as a side hustle that becomes a full-time job? Again, it's up to you. What is your goal? What is your vision? What you want to achieve with this coaching business? But it's really important, I think, at this point, to not let yourself be influenced by anything else or put yourself in any additional stress. But just to sit down and have a good think about what exactly it is that you want to achieve by setting up this writing coaching business. Once you have identified that, then it's time for you to set up a business plan, a roadmap to see where you will be going, and to just start doing it and take the first step to setting up your successful writing coaching business. All the best with it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Next question is from Tinem. I want to create a course, but I was told that I should not set up a course when I just launched my business. Thank you very much for this question, Tine. My reply to this is that there's never a right or a wrong time to launch a course. The only thing that you have to keep in mind is to go back to your business model and your goal and try to see what exactly is your objective. So out of what I understood is that your business is quite new. It can be totally the moment for you to launch a course, because you might say, well, I don't want to spend too much on individual coaching. I want right away set up, for example, a community or an online school or group coaching, whatever is the thing you want to launch. So if a course is a part of that, great. Can also be that you have had your business for a couple of years, and that now you're looking for additional income streams, and that in that context, courses are a welcome add-on. So really go back to your goal. What is it that you exactly want to achieve with your business? See how your business model is adapted to that goal, and if a course, yes or no, fits into that. And also a very important aspect that I was almost going to forget. Creating courses, it's a great process, but it's also an exhausting process. So there's no obligation whatsoever to set in a course. If you don't want to create a course, you don't create a course. But if you're thinking about creating a course, please keep in mind that it's quite a difficult and exhausting process. So you really need to be convinced and love it. I personally love creating course schedule, but I think there's not one of us who will watch this movie and say, I have a very strict schedule. We all would like to have a strict schedule, but unfortunately enough, life is what it is. And so sometimes you have things that pop up, and that's it. Last question from today, and that comes from Steph. And Steph asks me, my husband and I are digital nomads. However, this means that I can't plan my work like I would like to plan, and my days are always different. First things first, Steph, please send me a postcard from Argentina, where you told me you were writing from. I've always dreamt of going to Argentina, so you're living my dream. But back to your question. So as a digital nomad, I can absolutely understand that you don't have fixed weekly schedules, that there are weeks that you travel and the weeks that you don't travel. But it doesn't mean that because you have this unflexible schedule that you can't achieve your vision, or that you can't prioritize what are your tasks and that you don't know what to focus on. First thing to do here is go back to your goal. What is your goal for the year, for example? Your goal might be, I want to have a 2,500 revenue per month. So I know I've been talking a lot about goals, but as you can see, having a goal is really important in life and for your business. So once you have that goal in mind, you're going to set up achievable working tasks. What do you need to do to achieve your $2,500 per month? For example, in marketing, you need to publish 2 Quora products, 2 Quora articles per week. Okay, so what do you need to do to have those 2 Quora products? How much time to write, to publish, to schedule, etc., etc. Once you have a detailed plan, you're going to fit that into a doable schedule. So a doable schedule, for me, I don't think you can plan longer than 3 months. And when I'm talking about planning, it's not the detailed planning, but if it's the detailed planning, it's not over 12 months. Your general goal can be achieve my $2,500 per month. Over your 3 months, it can be I need to write 6 Quora articles to achieve my revenue goal. And then you're going to go from 3 months to your weekly schedule. So in the 3 months, you know that you have to have your 6 Quora articles, and you know how much time it takes to write them, how much time it takes to schedule them, etc., etc. Now, go back to your weekly schedule. This week, for example, you are in Buenos Aires and you are staying set for at least 2 weeks because you really like Buenos Aires. It means that this week you really have more say into how you schedule will, and you can say, okay, on Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this, I have the time to really work on my business. You go to a task list and you take all the tasks that you can do in a week. Now, in 2 weeks, you might decide that you want to travel to something very, very, very far at the other end of Argentina. And you know it will take you, for example, a 20-hour bus ride. You know that you will be very tired that week and that it will not be possible to work as much as you've done this week. But luckily, you go back to your task list and you will see what is the first list on your to-do list. So maybe it can be write your Quora article for the next 2 weeks, while you just take that task, and that week you can decide to just focus on that task. So you see, it's setting up a flexible weekly schedule based on what you want to achieve in your 3 months and of a more general perspective in your 1 year. Again, I'm wishing you all the best in Buenos Aires, and please send us a postcard so that we know how things are going. Okay, so this was it for this month.